Hey there folks, how are you? We're continuing our conversation about the future. We have seen three shapes so far, three ways to talk about the future, one of which was using be plus infinitive, like when you say, I am going to his house tomorrow. The second form we used to convey the future was what we called the future progressive, that is, will be plus ing, like when you say, I'll be doing my homework at 8 p.m. tomorrow. And the last form we discussed was what's called the future perfect, that is, will have plus the past participle, like when you say, by the time I come home, she will have left. Today, we're going to discuss yet another way of talking about the future, and we call it the future in the past. Well, not really like that movie. You'll find out in a second. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is Ibrahim and you're watching The American English. So, what is the future in the past? What do we mean by that? Sometimes when we're talking about the past, we often want to say that something was still in the future at that time. To express this idea, we can use the past forms of all the structures that are used to talk about the future. Just make the past of it. So, the present progressive becomes past progressive. Am, is, are, going to will be was, were, going to. Will, we turn it into would. Am, is, are, to, we turn it into was, were, plus to. Let's take some examples. I was in a state of panic because I was sitting my final exam in 2 days. Here, at the time of the event, at the time of my panic, my final exam hasn't happened yet. It was still in the future at that time. So instead of saying, I am sitting, we used the past progressive form and said, I was sitting. Another example, when I saw her smiling, I had a feeling that things would soon turn fine. In this example, at the time of seeing her in the past, things turning out fine was still something in the future. So instead of using will, I used would. One final example, we thought we were saying goodbye forever, but we were to meet again very soon. Again, here in this example, at the time of us saying goodbye, the event of us meeting again was still in the future. So instead of saying we are to meet, I said we were to meet. So again, for future in the past, we use was or were plus going to, or we use would, or we use was or were plus to. Now, I'd like you to stop the video and write 5 things that were in the future when you were 10 years old. That you could not have expected. I'll write a few about myself, and I'd like you to write as many as you can, practicing the 3 structures that we talked about. Here we go. I would become a teacher. I was going to spend half of my life abroad. I was to learn multiple languages. Now it's your turn. Alright guys, that's it for today's lesson and also for talking about the structure of the future. Next lesson we're going to start another topic. See you then. Thanks for watching and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.